Brain Bridge podcast. The most complex thing a brain can do. Warm, ambient synths, gradually layered with light chimes. Inviting tone. Welcome to Brain Bridge, the podcast where science meets soul, where neurons meet meaning, and where we explore what makes the human mind more than just machinery. Today's question is bold. What is the most complex thing the human brain does? Is it writing poetry, designing spacecraft, inventing governments? All incredible feats. But from an evolutionary biological perspective, the answer might surprise you. It's this: self-reflective, future-oriented moral decision-making in a social context. That is, choosing a morally good but personally costly action for the benefit of others, often far into the future. Short pause. In this episode, we'll take a journey through the layers of brain function, chemistry, and cultural history that make this act possible. And by the end, we'll see how this moment, when one person sacrifices for good, is not just morally inspiring. It is biologically extraordinary. Segment 1. Self-reflection and theory of mind. Curious reflective tone. Let's start with the first ingredient, self-reflection. This is the ability to turn inward, to become aware of your thoughts, your emotions, your intentions, and even more miraculously, to imagine what others are thinking, feeling, or planning. This is known as theory of mind. It's what allows you to anticipate how a friend will react to news. It's what lets a parent intuit what their child needs. It's what fuels empathy. Neurologically, this ability lights up some of the most sophisticated parts of the brain. The medial prefrontal cortex, for introspection, the temporoparietal junction, for simulating others' perspectives, and the default mode network, active when we're mentally wandering through our own lives or those of others. From an evolutionary standpoint, this kind of recursive self-awareness is extremely rare. Most animals don't do this. Even great apes only show glimpses. And yet, this is where moral reasoning begins. I know myself, and I know you. I can imagine what my actions mean to you. Segment 2. Abstract symbolic reasoning. Now add another layer. What truly separates us from the rest of the animal kingdom: language, symbols, logic. This is abstract reasoning. The ability to imagine the consequences of your actions years from now, to weigh symbolic values like justice, honor, or forgiveness. When you ask, what is the right thing to do, even if I don't benefit right away, you're tapping into a massive cerebral orchestra. The lateral prefrontal cortex evaluates and plans. Broca's area and Wernicke's area process complex language. The parietal lobe coordinates symbolic structures in mental space. And what's the evolutionary advantage? It allows cultures to arise. It allows law, ethics, theology, constitutions, commandments. We can ask, what kind of world do we want our grandchildren to inherit? That's not just thought, that's moral architecture. Segment 3, emotion-regulated inhibition. Host. But abstract ideas aren't enough. Because your brain also houses instinct, raw emotional drive, fear, rage, desire, shame. So here's the next miracle. Restraint. Imagine this. You want revenge. You want pleasure. You want to lie to get ahead. But you don't, because something higher in you says, no, that's not who I want to be. This is emotion-regulated inhibition. It's a biological tug-of-war between the limbic system, your emotional core, and the prefrontal cortex, your rational self-control. These are linked by neurochemicals. Dopamine drives reward and motivation. Serotonin modulates mood and restraint. Oxytocin fuels empathy, connection, and trust. Choosing not to lash out, not to take the easy path, requires the brain to override deeply wired reflexes. It's hard, it's rare, it's heroic. Segment 4, delayed gratification and temporal binding. Host. And now, perhaps the rarest trait of all, the ability to delay gratification. To sacrifice in the present for the sake of a distant, invisible good. You plant trees whose shade you will never sit under. You raise children to be better than you. You write books, build institutions, create beauty for a world that might outlive you. This is called temporal binding, the linking of present actions to future meaning. It relies on working memory, episodic foresight, prefrontal hippocampal loops, which simulate future outcomes with astonishing detail. This power is almost non-existent in other animals. Even advanced primates can plan minutes or hours ahead. But humans, we think in decades, in centuries. And when we apply this gift to moral purpose, we step into something sacred. Segment 5, collective cultural encoding. Host, grounded. So far, we've looked at the individual brain, but human morality isn't born in a vacuum. We're shaped profoundly by culture. Think of a child learning right from wrong, through stories, rituals, prayers, family codes, symbols, songs. That's collective cultural encoding. It's not just habits, it's neural wiring passed through generations. Your brain stores this in semantic memory networks, long-term moral and cultural knowledge. Mirror neurons, which help you imitate and internalize others' values. And broader distributed networks that absorb everything from holy books to bedtime stories. Through this, the brain becomes more than a survival engine. It becomes a vessel of inheritance, a transmitter of wisdom, a participant in the evolution of meaning. Final reflection, the noosphere. Music rises, cosmic, echoing, reverent. Now imagine this, all of it converges. A moment when you reflect on yourself and others, reason through what is right, inhibit destructive emotions, choose the future over the present, act in harmony with inherited moral tradition. This is the most complex thing a brain can do. It is an act of evolutionary beauty, of biochemical harmony, of spiritual courage. Teilhard de Chardin had a name for this emergence of shared human consciousness, the thinking layer of the earth. And when you choose the good, even when no one sees, even when it hurts, you are helping that noosphere bloom. You're shaping not just a better tomorrow, you're shaping a more human future. Music swells gently, then fades into silence. If this episode lit a fire in you, reflect on it, share it, let it grow, and remember, your brain was built not just to survive, but to choose love across time. Until next time, think deeply, love well, live wide awake. Let me know if you'd like me, but to choose love across time. Your brain was built not just to survive. And remember, your brain was built not just to survive.